don't ask me who is we, who is I. Am I? Finish my question. So, we have. So if Brahman is there, and we have, I mean, Brahman is there, not if Brahman is there, and we have multiple bodies, multiple minds, multiple intellects. Each person has a different thinking. Why is that each individual has a different mind of thinking? Like, why is it some people are, having too much of running, some people have very less?
So the question is, Brahman is there, but the world is full of variety. Some people are smart, some people are dumb, some people are active, some people are dull, some people are angry, some people are peaceful. Why different behavior is there? There is the question. So now, the world is nothing but a projection of Brahman. Projection is called Maya Shakti. You think that you can think there is a creative power. Any creation in the world comes because of three qualities called Sattva Guna, Rajo Guna, Tamo Guna. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Any living being or non-living in the world is a mixture of these three, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Depending on the proportion of Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, behavior, impression will be different. With just three qualities in different proportion, an infinite variety of things appear in Brahman. It is like in TV set. The TV is transmitting three colors, red, green, and blue, RGB. But when it appears on my TV set, a million color combination appears, very beautiful. Similarly, just three colors, Sattva-guna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna. Sattva-guna is knowledge, Rajoguna is activity, Tamoguna is dullness. So these three qualities in different proportion give different variety of living beings. So that's the reason why each individual appears to be different. Each individual behavior appears to be different. In essence, they are same, Brahman. Behavior-wise, there's a variety.
So can you go back to that question I had the other day? Why is there a disturbance in Brahman?
The question is, why is there a disturbance in Brahman? He is already quiet. Okay, why there's unnecessary causing trouble? That's the question. Right? Why there is a disturbance in Brahman? That's the question being asked. Okay. So that all depends on who is asking the question. A person disturbed the question asks why there is a disturbance in Brahman. Okay. A person Dani will say Brahman is so peaceful. Okay. A poet will say Brahman is so beautiful. Depending on which viewpoint take, something appears disturbance, something appears beautiful, something appears peaceful. The questioner's viewpoint is reflecting the question. Right? So it's like, have you seen people who are depressed? They are depressed. So they'll say, world is such a depressing place. They project their internal conditions on the world. So when you say, why there's a disturbance in Brahman, you are assuming there is a disturbance in Brahman. There's no disturbance in Brahman. There's an apparent disturbance in Brahman. There's no real disturbance in Brahman. Appearance. For example, water appears as a wave, bubble, and foam. Appears as. Has anything happened to water?
But there is an external thing. Which
No, I'm saying water appears as a wave, bubble, and foam. Has anything happened to water? Right? Similarly, Brahman appears as a world, living beings and non-living beings. Nothing has happened to Brahman. So there's no disturbance in Brahman. It appears in Brahman. Disturbance appears in Brahman because the creative power of Brahman called Maya Shakti. Now, why the creative power of Maya Shakti appears as the world? So for that, many answers can be given. First level answer, a very simple answer is there are variety of living beings. Very simple, one answer. Variety of living beings, they are there. They're called jivas. Jivas are like seeds. Okay, seeds have to sprout and become a tree. Similarly, jiva, which is in dormant condition, has to be given an opportunity to sprout, to experience itself, to grow, to mature, and to realize I am Brahman. For that, Brahman a power of Brahman called Maya Shakti, is called Divine Mother, provides an environment. That's one answer.
So, for a creative power to manifest, for now, for me, if I have to create, I use duality. So I need something which is not me to build something, or I'll imagine it. I can imagine it, it's internal to me, but when I have to build it, it's always going to be external. So how is Brahman creating something inside him itself?
Okay, so the question is, to create something, I need a material, raw material. For example, I want to make a pot. I need mud. So how Brahman is able to manifest something? Because there's nothing other than Brahman is there. So Brahman has infinite creativity. In creativity, you can create something which is outside of you, even though it's inside of you. So I'll give you an example of creativity for you. When you dream, you go to a dream condition. In dream, you see a dream elephant. Appears to be outside, but dream is appearing in your mind only. Similarly, what is appearing outside in Brahman, because of creativity, even though it's appearing outside, it's inside Brahman only. The question of outside and inside is at the respect of body. But from Brahman point of view, everything is in the imagination.
But for example, if we take lightness and darkness, light itself doesn't know what is darkness, because it doesn't even know it's light itself. So it cannot tell something else. Similarly, for Brahman to be creative, it should know something outside.
So the question here is, Brahman is all pervading reality. Brahman to know something outside Brahman is required. A light cannot know darkness because darkness is opposite of light. How can Brahman know something which is not Brahman? Objectivation, correct? So this is where the creative power of Brahman is very important. Creative power can do anything. Now Brahman needs a canvas, a material to project something, right? Without a material, Brahman cannot project anything. And where is the material for Brahman? Nothing is there, because everything is Brahman only. Okay. So the material for Brahman is used by the creative energy. What is the material? Brahman is Sat, Chit, Ananda, Swarupa. Existence, consciousness, bliss. Three qualities are there. There's no three quality. There's one reality called three. Sat, Chit, Ananda. The Chit or consciousness becomes active. It has imagination power. It will start expanding. And to project something in the world, it needs a canvas. That existence becomes a canvas. So I'll give you an example. When you're deep sleep, you are one with Brahman only. There's no duality. But when you wake up, first thing comes is I am comes, thought comes. Then I am the body comes and world appears. That I am which comes up. What has happened to you? You have started recognizing I exist. In deep sleep, you don't recognize I exist. When you start recognizing I exist, okay, so creation started. The creative power of Brahman, consciousness, start recognizing the existence of Brahman. That's where the creation starts. Then, once recognize the existence of Brahman, then first I am comes into picture. Then something else comes into picture. This. So that's where the creative power of Brahman is able to imagine many things. But it requires a canvas. The canvas is called Sat, existence. That from the existence, first aspect of creation comes into picture, called Sattva. Sattva is the first existence. First, Brahman becomes aware of himself in the form of Sattva. I exist. From that I exist to creation starts. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, three qualities. Out of that, Sattva is nothing but a recognition of existence. I exist. Rajas and Tamas is nothing but something else exists, imagination. So when you say I exist, the recognition happened. Okay. It is not imagination. Brahman was existing, but it's not aware of he is existing. But his existence, he existence, he starts recognizing I exist. That's the beginning of creation. Waking up from waking up into Maya. From Sat, existence, Sattva comes to the picture. Sattva is called cosmic mind or Mahat Tattva. I exist. Oh, I reckon I exist. There is in deep sleep or in transcendental state, there's no recognition. I recognize. I exist. It's a true recognition only. I exist is real. But so far I was not recognizing. Now I recognize. Then I'll start seeing my power in the form of universe.
Are we in the dream of Brahman?
Yes, you are a dream character of Brahman. You are a dream girl of Brahman. So, anybody else any questions, please? Others, can we close this session?
Guruji, one last question, sorry. First,
About
very
this one?
thankful. Yes, about this one.
or-
No,
okay.
about this. Yeah, I'm very grateful to the person who asked this question because your explanation was really very beautiful.
Who is asking this question? Who is, I'm not able to recognize who is
I'm
speaking.
Manasa again, Guruji.
Manasa, okay. Yes, Kumar sir, go ahead.
Guruji, one second. I'm having some audio. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, go ahead. Not able to hear. Audio is problem. So, Manasa, go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Sorry, Guruji, I had some audio issues. Yes, so, but one thing, the answer is very convincing. The Chitta aspect, the consciousness is creative. So it, and Sat is like a screen on which it projects. But just one thing, Brahman is awareness, right? Awareness cannot be aware of itself. So how does this happen?
See, awareness cannot be aware of itself. Okay. Awareness is existence, right? There's no question about that.
Yes.
When you speak of awareness, there are three aspects of awareness. Sat, Chit, Ananda. There are three aspects of awareness we are speaking of. Right? And these three aspects of awareness, it cannot be aware of itself. But if it becomes aware of its existence, it's falsehood. It becomes aware of its existence in the form of limited form. See, when Brahman is, there is no awareness of itself, like in deep sleep for what we are, right?
Yes.
But when Brahman becomes aware, why it becomes aware? Brahman is Satchidananda, right?
Yes.
Okay. Chit aspect is the power of consciousness. It's called Chit Shakti. It doesn't keep quiet. It'll imagine. As imagination, Brahman can become aware of himself. As reality, he can't. Are you getting what I'm saying?
I'm still trying to process that, Guruji.
Right. Let's say in deep sleep, you are not aware of yourself, correct?
Correct.
You are Brahman only. Okay.
Yes.
Chit aspect of Brahman, which is consciousness, you are conscious also in deep sleep, but you are not aware of yourself. The consciousness aspect of yourself is the creativity. It doesn't keep quiet. It will become aware of itself in imagination, not reality. So when in imagination Brahman becomes aware of itself, creation starts. It's not reality. That's why it's called Mithya.
So is that why in deep sleep, when my consciousness Chit becomes aware of my vasanas, is that when I wake up?
So what happens? In deep sleep, you are one with Brahman only. You are Brahman only in deep sleep. All right?
Yes.
Understand? Because
yes.
Brahman cannot be aware of anything. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But Brahman, as a Brahman, you have a power, you have three aspects, right? Sat, Chit, Ananda.
Mm-hmm.
Sat aspect is existence. It will never change.
Yes.
It cannot change. But Chit aspect has the power of imagination, power of perception. It has the ability.
Yes.
The Chit aspect becomes aware of I exist. Then your impressions and vasanas will start coming out.
Got it.
Got it?
Yes.
Right? Brahman cannot be aware of itself in reality. Brahman can be aware of himself in imagination. That's called Maya.
I see.
So, Guruji, Chandramouli here.
Yes, Chandramouli.
Yeah, is it that so all Jivatmas or all animate object will have the same thing? And then we don't have the deep sleep. We don't know we were there because you said the computer, how they last point of entry and exit. Then when we wake up, we presume that we were there, but we don't know that.
Right. Now, what is the question?
Question is that what you explained, does it happen in all animate creation of Brahman, like animals and us?
In deep sleep wise, all animals in deep sleep, they merge with Brahman. They return to the source.
Mhm.
Okay. It happens to everybody, all living creatures. The deep sleep is one common thing.
Okay.
And,
so, but okay, go ahead.
And because of the impression vasanas will sprout. Then they will wake up again as that same being.
Got it. And then when we wake up, we say we had good sleep and we are aware of the sleep because our mind presumes that I was there, but it doesn't know it existed then.
Correct. In deep sleep, what happens is the mind, last thing when it goes to sleep, mind will record. One recording. And when it comes out of sleep, I woke up is there. There's two recordings are there in between mind, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Now, between these two records, there's no record in the mind because mind record requires a thought. There's no thought in the mind in deep sleep. So now, mind says, I slept and I woke up. So in between, there's no recording.
Correct.
When there's no recording, there's no time, there's no space, there's no me. But I have a continuity, right? I slept and I woke up. There's a continuity. So then I say, because I slept and I woke up, I was there in deep sleep also.
And yeah, got it. And so the mind did experience deep sleep because it felt good. And
the
there were
mind
no dreams.
Mind cannot experience deep sleep because mind has merged with itself. But it has become Brahman only.
Brahman only.
Okay. But being Brahman only, that's a blissful situation because mind is always no trouble. Duality causes trouble. Disturbance is there. Completely, there's no disturbance in deep sleep. So that we call as bliss. Mind calls as bliss.
So when you wake up, mind presumes that I was there, but it doesn't. Because it doesn't have a record, it makes a presumption that it was there.
See, they're here. Mind says I slept well and I woke because of record, timestamp. Correct? The timestamp of entry into sleep and waking up, mind says I slept. Brahman. And that is called bliss. When mind wakes up, when mind comes up again, that bliss is what is told as a gap between two events.
So, but in the dream state, there is recording and there's a different personality, different world, another manifestation of Maya or our imagery in our brain. But do you know by science or whatever, what is the percentage of deep sleep versus percentage of a dream state? I know they talk about rapid eye movement and all that.
So what is the question?
Oh, question is it percentage of during our 8-hour sleep, what percentage is dream and what percentage is deep sleep?
Doctor, sir, you're a doctor, right?
I know.
Yeah. So actually, in reality, we are always in deep sleep.
Oh, okay.
Okay. The deep sleep is our background. In deep sleep, there's a waking dream and dreaming dream. But otherwise, we are in deep sleep.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Okay. The waking state and dream state are temporary and unreal. Deep sleep is the only reality which you are facing any point of time. Let's say in between two thoughts, there's a gap.
Yeah.
In that gap, already we are in sleep. And we are not able to recognize it. That's the difference thing.
Right. But if so, that what you're saying is major background is the true Brahman, and these two states exist in that. But in real life, in a 24 hours day, I feel that 8 hours we are awake, we sleep for another 8 hours.
So your
You know, how
all
do you?
concept, your all concept of time and space is false.
Okay.
See, in your dream, you enter into a dream, you are born, you grow up, you get married, you have children, you make money, and you die. Maybe you spent some 70 years in your dream, but in the waking time wise, it's 1 minute.
Okay. Okay.
The
You
time scales,
can't compare them.
the time scales what is go through, what we understand is not real.
Got it.
Space is not real. Okay, let me ask you a question, right? Do you sleep every day?
Yes.
It's false. You don't sleep. Then who is answering the question, right?
Yeah. But
It's a
so I'm
doctor.
not the guy who sleeps, so I don't know.
The personality who gives this answer is not there in sleep.
Correct. I'm the waking
Right?
guy.
The waking guy answers, and the waking guy has never been in sleep.
Correct. So they
Because
don't
he's not
exist.
there.
So yeah,
Then I sleep is false.
I see.
So do you dream?
I mean, no, I don't know because I'm not the dreaming guy.
Understand? So we are living in a conceptual world. We believe in concepts and start living in it as a reality.
I see.
Okay, now let me ask the question. Let me assume that waking state personality, I say I went to dream state and deep sleep state. Okay. The waking state personality says I went into deep sleep state and I wake up. Right?
Yeah.
Woke up. Is it real?
Probably it is not because that guy is not there during dream. That dreamer is different.
So, to tell you frankly, deep sleep is not at all a state.
That's your background.
No, deep sleep is not a state. To qualify as a state, time is required, space is required, causality is required.
Got it.
In deep sleep, there's no time, there's no space, there's no causality.
So that's like Brahman.
That's
That
not
is
like
Brahman.
Brahman.
That is. So the other two are the ones, little islands which are there. We don't know on the time scale how big they are, but we think a living person, a day guy thinks that the day is big. The sleep guy, depending upon how much he sleeps, I slept for 6 hours or 9 hours.
All your concepts of time and space is not real.
Yeah.
The moment you open our mouth, we are speaking one reality.
Correct. Yeah.
Anyway, we'll take this concept in the workshop in very detail. We'll break the whole concepts.
Okay. So I'm sorry I joined late. I didn't realize it was going on.
No problem. There's a question here. What is the question?
So I'm still trying to understand. So I think I'm trying to project the human to Brahman so that I'm not able to understand. But when you always tell, right, when I'm in present moment, when I'm aware of things, there's no thought. Like the moment thought comes, I'm either taking from memory, telling I am this, I am that. So a memory which comes up, which means my mind gets activated. So that when that happens, present moment goes off. So when in that sense, when I'm in deep sleep and when I get up, I might be in the present moment, but for me to tell that I was in deep sleep and I'm fresh now, I should, the present moment is gone, right? Because I start recollecting something and my mind gets activated. So how can Brahman do that? Because Brahman is always ever pervading and he doesn't have a mind or anything to tell I am.
The question is not at all clear. Can you frame the question clearly?
Yeah, so Brahman, you mentioned I am, the feeling of I am comes for Brahman and then Maya Shakti gets projected. But how can I am come? When the moment I am come, it means he's using something as a tool to tell I exist.
Correct. So why do you want to put the limitation on Brahman? Brahman is all powerful. He can use his power to find.
He's using something which is not him. Right?
I'm saying creativity artist, see, his question is why Brahman can feel I am. To feel I am, how can he feel I am? So that question, how can he feel I am? What is there? Brahman has a creativity power. With that creative power, he can feel I am, he can feel big, he can feel small.
He thinks I am, it means he is taking something from memory or something which is
See,
mind.
it's when Brahman says I am, okay, when Brahman feels, so her question is like this. Any of our experience is non-dual. For example, if I'm experiencing something, there's no thought, the subject and object are one. For example, if I'm listening to music, there's no musician and listener. There's only music. There's no duality. The moment mind comes into picture, then you start feeling I am. So I am body and musician is there. The duality comes into picture when the mind comes into picture, right? But there's a music experience, the hearing experience, touching experience, smelling experience. Experiences rise and fall. Duality is not there, correct? So similarly, in Brahman, experience rise and fall. It's like waves rise and fall. There's no duality. The rise and fall is mithya, unreal. Okay. So as long as that, there's no problem. The problem starts when you say I am. Okay. I am is also not a problem because I am is the universal consciousness. In I am, there's no duality. The duality starts when you say I am the body or I am the mind. When you identify the limited, that duality starts. Till that point, just in I am also, there's no problem. This I am is called immanence, existence. That's no problem. So now, if you are in I am, there's no problem. If you say I am the body, there's a problem. I am the body is a recording. Okay, I am person is a recording. Whereas I am is not a recording. Now, how did Brahman get this I am is the question. So that is because of universal chitta, universal mind, universal chitta. The Brahman has Sat, Chit, Ananda, existential conscious bliss. Out of that, Chit or consciousness has ability of projecting imagination, recording of the universal events. It's called Chitta, universal mind. Because of the universal mind, Brahman comes up and says, I am. So that in the Puranas, it's beautifully shown. Purana, Sriman Narayana is at rest all the time. He's sleeping. It's called Yoga Nidra. Consciousness at rest. From Sriman Narayana has a dream. From his stomach, Brahmaji appears and Vishnu appears. These are dream characters appearing. Narayana's dream, entire universe appears. Multiple universe appears. And to rule the universe, Vishnu appears. They're all dream of Narayana. Anything has happened to the dreamer? Nothing has happened to sleeping consciousness. But the power of consciousness of Narayana, which is called Shakti, Divine Mother, she projects a dream. She is the Divine Mother. Now, where is the material for divine dream? Narayana is sleeping on the Shesha, serpent. Right? You know the word called serpent? Shesha means remaining. Remaining what? Impressions, vasanas of the universe, cosmic vasanas remained. So the cosmic vasanas of the entire universe is in the form of serpent. It's 1,000-headed serpent because it will wake up or it will go to sleep. So she uses some amount of impressions and projects the universe. In that universe, Srimad Narayana manifests as Vishnu. So now, universe has a cosmic memory. The cosmic memory is called Maya. That cosmic memory gives a feeling of I am. For the sleeper, consciousness, Narayana, nothing has happened. But his dream, something is happening. Right? And also one important thing about it, the question of time scales are very, very illusionary. In Narayana's dream, millions and trillions of universes are born, they are destroyed, and millions of trillions of years will pass. From whose point of view? From the people who are living in the point of view. From Narayana's point of view, it's not even blip. There's no time. It may happen like this and go. Right? So it's like a young smart guy was meditating for or praying to God, meditation. So God appeared in front of him. Typical Hindi film style, Bhakta, I'm pleased with you. What do you want? So this guy is very smart. He thinks he'll outsmart God. Okay. My $1 billion is how much of your money? But God says 1 cent. Then he says, please give me $1 billion of yours. Then God says 1 second and disappears. 1 second of God is entire cosmos is gone. So for you, the time scale for we are in dream character, time scale appears very different. But in the universal time scale, nothing has happened. Okay. Any questions?
Quickly, so you said the universal memory, when the Narayana goes to Sheshashayana sleep, it is projected all with us animals and human beings.
Yeah.
And then the chitta or awareness thing requires a screen to reflect. And that means it needs an animate body or jivatma. Is it correct understanding?
No. The I am feeling develops. Sriman Narayana is at rest. Right?
Okay.
Consciousness is Sriman Narayana. There's no awareness of inner and outer.
Mhm.
And Sriman Narayana sleep is called Yoga Nidra. Compared to unconscious sleep, it's called Yoga Nidra. Okay. And in Yoga Nidra, Sriman Narayana becomes aware that I exist. That awareness is called Vishnu. I am.
Okay.
It doesn't take a body form first. You become aware I am, you don't need a body. After you become I am, you need the body. Existence of consciousness is existence of the self is recognized as I am.
So in a realized person or a gnani, he is aware he is I am. That's that's because that's reflected in his consciousness. He's aware that he exists, or I am. Awareness.
You are also aware you exist. See, everybody is aware that I exist, right?
Yeah, awareness part.
Only thing is
chit
you identify with the body or mind.
Yeah.
The realized person doesn't identify with anything.
Okay. How about chit part? Aware of awareness part. He's aware of that.
You cannot be aware of awareness.
Okay.
You can be aware that I am aware.
Okay.
Understand? You cannot be aware of awareness. Then awareness becomes object.
I see.
You can say, see, right now you are using the word called I am, right?
Yeah.
So you are using the I am, you are associating the body.
Body and mind.
But in Dhani, I am is aware. I am associated awareness,
Aware.
not the body.
Got it. So that, yeah, okay. Dissociates himself from both body, mind, and intellect. So he's one with the Brahman.
Right.
Got it. Okay.
So anybody else any questions? Can you close this question? Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Namaste. We can close this recording?